Hey y'all, my name is Shannon Ray. So for those of you who are new here and for those of you who've been following for a while, I just want to say thank you. This year has been amazing as far as seeing the channel grow and the conversations and connections between us. There are folks located all over the place. And I know that 500, 600, wherever we are right now doesn't seem like a lot, but for me, it is everything. It feels like genuine connections. It feels like a community is forming, and that's all I ever wanted for this channel. I am so excited about the things that are coming for 2023, but on this video, what I plan to have be the last video of the year, I want to just take a second to reflect on some of the amazing things that have happened and also talk about how I am framing my intentions for 2023. As always, if you enjoy the content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. With it being the end of the year, there are a lot of things that I'm seeing. Some of these things feel like, I don't know, do y'all feel like this? Like at the end of the year, you see some of the most heartbreaking and some of the most beautiful things. I don't know if you guys know who Twitch is. He was the DJ and dancer from Ellen, the Ellen show. He recently died by suicide. I've been thinking a lot about that. I've been thinking a lot about safe places, which makes me think about why I started this channel in the first place. Which I think the thing that resonates with so many of us is that when we saw Twitch, this wonderful family man who was talented, who could dance, and who was always smiling and uplifting and positive, seemingly having a grip on his life, was battling with his mental health. And a lot of us, that hits home because we see that story more and more and more. The people that you look to for positivity and light and love struggling themselves and not feeling like they have a safe place. See, it was a couple of Christmases ago for me where I was on my way to go to Target, and where I lived back then, you could just go across the street and you were at Target because I lived in a wonderful complex. And I was going to do just a few last minute Christmas shopping things. I remember sitting at the light and having just this thought. There was an 18-wheeler truck that was coming down the road, one of those big trucks coming down the road. And I remember thinking that if I were to turn right now, it would hit me and all of my problems would go away. I thought about it for a minute before deciding to just let the truck go by. And I remember sitting with that for a while. I do know that I was in a place where I was facing a lot of inner turmoil. I was in a place where I was really unhappy. I was slipping further and further into a depression, and that was a place that I had never been before. I didn't really know how to use my words, which is what I'd always leaned on, being able to be honest about my feelings. Mental health is something that we have to be ready to go to battle for. We have to be ready to fight for ourselves for. For me, that meant finding a new outlet. COVID was happening. I wasn't able to access and be around my friends in the same way. I wasn't able to be around other people who helped to remind me and bring me back to center of who I really was. And so I created this YouTube channel with the hope of keeping in touch with the real me, being able to tell the jokes that I wanted, to be able to share the stories that I wanted, to be able to talk and to connect with people without feeling judged, without feeling the pressures of being a wife, of being in an unhappy marriage, of being connected to someone who was so different than me, of being in a job that I wasn't really satisfied with, of being in a place of just not feeling like I could hold on to anything solid, anything tangible. And so I created this YouTube channel and went on a journey along with this channel that has really helped me reinforce who I truly am. I want to encourage anyone who is going through a depression or who has regularly had issues with their mental health to understand that not only do you deserve to put all you can at your mental health, but to find your outlet, find your people, find your therapist, find your medication if it's necessary, and find your passion, find the thing that connects you back to yourself. I love God. I love my relationship with God, but I also trusted that God could show up through people, through my therapist, through my life coach, through my gym, through my friends, through my family, through my support system. When I started this channel and I was in that dark place it really gave me something to continue to look forward to. I would do my makeup to come on camera. I would think about funny things that I could say to start my videos, and I still am about it because that's true to my personality, but I wasn't able to do that in my personal life because there were so many other things that I had to handle. Now here I am 2 years later, and I am looking back over the last couple of years and realizing that not only was that depression a sign that I was getting really close to my mission, but it was stripping me away of all of the things that were distractions for me. I'm not saying that we should glorify depression. I don't think that we should glorify mental health issues, but we shouldn't shy away from them either. On YouTube, what I found were people who were going through similar things as me. On YouTube, what I found was my voice again. In January of this year, I began to tell a bit of that story. What was happening, what it was like going through a divorce, what it was like finding out that my marriage wasn't even legal, but I was still going through all of these changes, losing money, finding money, a new job, new experiences, a new calling, new vision for my life. This year, I met me, not just the me that I dreamed I could be, but the me that God saw, that God always knew was here. And as I'm looking into 2023 and I'm thinking about what's to come, I want to leave you with something that helped frame everything for me. I decided coming into 2020 that I was going to ask God what his vision for my life was. In 2021, I asked God to show me how to start to make the changes that were necessary. I believe that God has shown me in 2023, it's time to share that with you. And I've started some of that, right? That's what this channel is about. But there is so much more. There is so much more to explore. There is so much more to give. And it is a gift from God to all of us, including myself. I've been sitting with what he told me. I've been sitting with what he's shown me over the last couple of years, and the best way to share that with all of you. And what he finally asked was, you asking all of these different questions, but I want to ask you one. What do you want to be known for? God dropped that into my spirit, and then it started showing up in different places. At the end of this year, I was sitting on a call with my leadership team and my team, and we were all talking about the different things like the wins, the challenges, the struggles of 2022 from a work perspective. I heard our senior leader on the call ask a question. Next year, she's going to have to say no to a few more things. Next year, she's going to have to get really focused about what her contribution to the company is going to be. And so in order to be really clear about what it is that she wants to contribute, what it is that she wants to see happen, she had to ask herself, what do you want to be known for? That felt like God. That felt like God's providence. I heard it again in a sermon. Anytime a message like that is dropped into my spirit in several different places, I know that it's God. It is a confirmation, a very clear directive that God is here. He is talking to us. He is walking with us. He is giving us a very clear directive of what we need to be thinking about and how we should move, which is what I've been asking for. And so I'm sharing with you this next step, this playbook, if you will, of how I'm thinking about framing my time, how I'm framing 2023 so that I can be always asking myself, what do you want to be known for in your personal life, in your professional life, in your spiritual life? What do you want to be known for? How do you want to show up in your relationships? How do you want to show up at work? How do you want to show up for yourself? Even though I can be a very creative person, I also like a bit of organization and I love a strategy. I've broken down into 3 places how I'm going to think about what I want to be known for, starting with spiritually. I have been weighing my options over the last few months about a church, a home church. I had a church, but it was connected to my ex. And then before that, I had a church that I now feel that I've outgrown. So I've been going through the next steps on figuring out what I want from a church and what I want to bring to a church. I know that spiritual leadership is a place that I'm moving into, not necessarily by my own choice, but I can feel that that is what I should be doing with myself. I need a strong leader who believes in raising other leaders up. And so that is one of the most important things that I was looking for in a church, as well as someone that was walking and talking in a way that I felt was truly representative of not only God, but the God that I know in the Bible. Secondly, making sure that I am growing in the word for myself. I have spoken in several different videos about how I believe that it is absolutely important to have mentorship. It's important to have leadership that you can trust, but you also need to have a relationship with God that you can confirm things with. You need to be able to test the spirit. You need to be able to go to God with your questions, and you need to be able to understand how to receive and hear your answers. Y'all, I'm being so specific this year. I'm talking about outlining what books of the Bible I want to study, outlining topics that I feel are going to be important for my year to come so that I'm able to speak about them from a place that makes sense, looking for other books that help to further deepen my connection outside of the Bible. I know the Bible's important. The Bible's always going to be number one, numero uno, okay? But we have to be able to look into other areas as well. That's where your leadership comes from. That's how you're able to form opinions. I've also got professional goals. I want to make my mark. I have an expertise in a particular area, and I want to make sure that that shows up in my work. I'm putting together best practices. I'm implementing new systems because I feel passionate about it, because I feel connected to it, because it's a benefit to the entire company. It's also a benefit to the communities we serve. For me, that is a part of my mission in life. That is a part of my kingdom mission. Not only am I a representative of God's body when I'm at church, I'm also a representative of God's body when I'm at work. So thinking about how I can contribute is important to me. I'm also seeking out mentorship and sponsorship there as well. Maybe that's going to be through a coach. Maybe that's going to be through someone who is in senior leadership. I have an amazing manager, but I want other people on my team as well to help, who are willing to help develop me, who are willing to help me grow, who are willing to help me navigate areas of my career. And it's twofold. Not only am I seeking that, but I'm looking to be that for someone else. I currently have a mentee. I'm going to add probably one more so that I can make sure that the things that I've learned over my career, I'm also pouring into other people. It is not just about me. It is about what I can do for other people. And that is my jam. That is what really wakes me up every day, is the opportunity to make you either feel better than you did when you found me, found my YouTube, found my social media, whatever it might be. But also, if I can help you find some tools for yourself to make your life better, chef's kiss. That's my mission, like in life. Personal growth. I got real goals, boundaries, people pleasing. Those have been things that have been a hindrance to me in the past. Avoiding confrontation. Things that have made it so that I've put myself in positions that did not serve me, that honestly hurt me and held me back. This year, I've worked really hard on the boundaries. This year, I've really worked hard on the people pleasing, and I'm going to continue that. In addition to that, I'm going to make sure that I'm learning more about my finances, making sure that I'm building a life that makes me excited, keeping those boundaries, making sure I'm not people pleasing, loving people because I do, not because I feel like I have to. I want to be able to pour out into people in a different way that I have before without the sacrificing of myself. As you're thinking about your 2023 and beyond, what do you want to be known for? Is it a safe place? Is it an authenticity? Is it vulnerability? Those things are really important to me because I want you to feel safe when you find me. I know I make the jokes about dating and I make the jokes about just life being what life can be. And honestly, there's truth to all of that. But I have so much love for you, for men, for women, for all of us who are out here literally just trying to do better than we were yesterday. I am so grateful to you for deciding to be a part of my channel, to watch my video. I hope you stick with me in the year to come because I am committed to giving you the very best that I can. And I hope that you're committed to giving yourself the same. I love you. I hope you have just the best day ever, the best holiday season, if it's your thing, ever. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye!